Hey y'all, it's your favorite sister cousins, and we are back for season 2 of the Cousin Chronicles. I'm Mimi.
I'm Marielle. And I'm Lexi.
Y'all, it's been a minute since we recorded. I mean, we've seen each other, but it's been a minute since we've recorded. Yes. All right, so let's get into it. Let's get some life updates. L'Oreal, what's been going on with you?
So, y'all, it has been a while since we last recorded, so there have been some changes. Not really. I decided to dip my toe back in the dating pool, taking the whole toe out, leaving, going to a different state because it's ghetto. Thought I had something going. It's enough for me.
Not really. It's enough for us too.
Yeah, we tried it. Yeah.
0 out of 10. We don't recommend it.
For anybody.
Exactly.
At this point, like, no.
We didn't like it.
Let's see. That's really all. I colored my hair. I know y'all didn't get to see it in the last season, but I'm so hyped about this color. I went from black to a ginger, and I'm a baddie out here. Watch how you do. Living my best life. But yeah, living life like it's golden or ginger. Not ginger. I love it. They can see us now.
Lex, what's going on with you, girl?
I've been having a couple of things going on with me. Still dating. Not the same person, dating a new person. Make that clear. What? Well, no, it wasn't really. It was more like a.
Oh, it sounds like a deep balloon.
Like the little heart balloons and everything.
Oh, Pote.
I know, I miss them. Oh, but no, I don't. I'm just playing. I love the one that I'm with.
She just walked into some fire.
I love the one that I'm with right now. He's great.
Yeah, already throw that word out.
Yeah, we throw that word out at each other here and there.
Yeah, quickly. What's
I don't even like mine no more.
He's a child of God. That's about it.
Is he?
Well, allegedly.
I mean, can you really be one when you go from church to church to church to church?
That's a whole other episode. Okay, what's been going on with me? During the break, I started a business. I started my own business. It had been in the works, like with me and my mom, before she passed, and so I finally started it. What else? I celebrated my 1 year lock anniversary, y'all. My baby's been here for a year. They starting to do their little thing, and I'm like, yes, finally.
The locks are locked.
Yes, the locks actually look like locks now. They don't look like sad coils anymore. But yeah, so I made it a year. Me and my husband celebrated our 1 year anniversary back in October. Officially been married for a year and some change now. Still trying to make a baby. Yeah, that's a whole other episode within itself too. And I think that's it. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
What? I'm proud of y'all. Y'all have had some really good times since we started recording. And since we started recording, my life has said,
well, Lex had a moment where
mom said,
but she rebounded. She rebounded.
She had a trampoline. I was left with glass and rocks and stuff.
Oh, it's okay.
I mean, I can push my trampoline over.
At this point, I'm fine on the ground. I'm just gonna walk. I need to lose some of these pounds anyway, so I'm about to walk.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Oh my goodness.
Dating is trash. It is ghetto, and I'm glad that I'm not in it anymore. Thank you, Jesus. All right, so I mean, we are just coming off the holidays. How was y'all's Thanksgiving and Christmas?
Well, both of mine were really good. Let's see, Thanksgiving. We celebrated at the house with mom and dad. I said we. I'm supposed to be talking about me.
Y'all can't help with y'all. It's okay.
I won't lie. My mom did do most of the cooking. I did a good amount of eating. It was really good. Yes. Christmas is really good as well. Did Christmas a little different this year. I did personally. Probably won't do it the same way next year because it was trash. But it was good. You know, it opened my eyes. Yes.
Learning lessons.
Yeah, learning lessons. Okay. So, but overall, I was able to spend time with family. I didn't have Gab this year. This was my first year without her for Christmas. So it was sad. But I didn't cry, y'all. I didn't cry.
I'm proud of you.
Wait, did you cry in private and just not in front of people, or you just didn't cry at all?
I didn't cry at all, but I did. She sends me video updates. So she sent me a video update. I sent her a video update. Her dad sent me pictures of her with her presents so I could kind of feel like we were together. So it was hard because, like, we couldn't have our traditional Christmas at home because, of course, 99% of the gifts are for Gabrielle. So at this point. But, so it was different. But yeah, I didn't have her for Christmas. And in fact, I haven't had her since the day before Christmas. So I don't get her back until tomorrow. So it's been different. But a highlight of my Christmas was I was able to spend some time with my aunt and my grandma, like some one-on-one time that I normally don't get, and my mom. So it was really, really fun being in their presence. They're funny. Yeah, it was great.
I don't know, I'm just chopped liver.
Now, about Lexus, was you there?
I was a ghost.
No, but I got there before. No, Lexus was late. We were supposed to be there at 2 o'clock. Lexus came around about 4:30.
It wasn't 4:30. It was more like 4 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
So the one time that you on time for something, you gonna try to throw her under the bus because she late?
Yes.
I checked the map, y'all. She was still at home. I was already there.
In my defense, the night before, I didn't go to bed till like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, so I was tired. So I was taking my adult nap.
But you do that every night because you game.
Yeah, but I get up, go to work, and I come home, and I go straight to sleep. So I can repeat the process. I have to take an adult nap when I go to bed that late. Adult naps are...
And guess what? I got first deals on food. It was good. Lexus came, I was like, oh, Lex, they got cheese dip for you.
Oh.
Anyway, so my holiday updates, because my holidays were better than hers. For Thanksgiving, it was good. Like she said, spent it at home. Mom, Dad, her, Gabby. Mom did all the cooking, like she said. What did I do? I did all the store runs. They had me run to the store.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah. They sent me to Walmart. Walmart was closed, so I had to go to Food Lion. Girl. And then everybody and their grandma was in Food Lion. But that's another story. So, yeah, I did all the store running that day. And then, the next day, L'Oreal called herself making some turkey hash.
Oh, I forgot about that.
It was edible.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
It was good. It wasn't my mama's turkey hash.
Because it was better. I made it.
No.
I put celery and onions.
Better.
I made my own gravy. I put that turkey in it. Mom wanted to help me, so she cut up the turkey and put it in there.
Her gravy was not...
It wasn't dark. It was light skinned, but it was very flavorful.
It wasn't gravy.
Yes, it was. Oh, listen.
It was not. It was not. It was. I'm used
but
to
I bet you
my
she ate it, and she ate a lot of it.
No, I did not.
Yes, you did, because you had it with the Hawaiian rolls, because I toasted them.
No, I didn't.
What you eat it with then?
I didn't get a lot of it, because it had all the onions and celery in it.
She lied. Y'all know
I'm
this
not.
Be lying.
I gotta say now, we rolled the footage back. The last season, we did catch you in a couple of them, so I'm just saying, we got evidence. It ain't video, but we wrote an audio back.
Bro, I can call my mama, and she can tell you that her gravy wasn't gravy.
Mom didn't like my gravy because it wasn't dark like she makes it, because she lets it like simmer in the pan and not burn, but get that color. Mm. I put mine in there, and once it was ready, I put my food in there.
She put the water in there, and then the flour, and then put the turkey in there, and said it's done.
I did more than that. It was good. And that's
how was your Christmas?
Christmas was really good. Like she said, I slept most of it because I didn't go to bed till about 2, 3 o'clock that morning. Told all my friends on the game Merry Christmas before I went to bed.
I didn't get no text. But I guess that's neither here nor there. Keep going.
And then I eventually woke up, went up my grandma's house.
Your who's house?
My grandma's.
Ooh, she got real country with that one.
Ate some food. Debbie did some good cooking.
Yes, she did. Thank you, Debbie.
Chicken. She made little ham sandwiches.
Yes.
They're good. Ham sandwiches, some chicken legs, some cheese dip. And that's some all that
smokies.
I didn't eat the smokies, but yeah, she made those.
She made 2 cakes.
I loved your cakes, Aunt Debbie. 2 thumbs up. She made like the what you call them balls with the cheese?
Oh, it's a cheese ball.
Cheese balls and some Watergate salad stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, it was real good. Played games. We won some money.
Oh yeah, Grandma had us playing bingo for $1.
I should have came right there.
What? Everybody won. Even Grandma won. Grandma won. I didn't win. I won. Larry won. Mama was the only person who didn't win. So Grandma gave Mama a participation $1.
Oh. And then we played Uno, and our Debbie is a savage. Every time somebody had draws, she's like, eat the deck, eat the deck. And so she had the cards you could write on the wild cards, and on one she put pill 10 cards. Let's tell Debbie, you ain't trying to have no family after this.
And guess who had to pull the 10 cards?
Man, that was some ghetto stuff.
Oh, Mama made her. It was
Ghetto.
Oh, you got set up by your own mom.
Oh, Jesus. But yeah, that's how my holidays went. You?
My Thanksgiving was good. I did a lot on Thanksgiving. That was our first major holiday without mom. So like all the cooking was on me because my men folks do not cook. So, and in between cooking, our church had a service day, meaning like we served Thanksgiving at our church for the community.
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
I went to that morning, came back, went to cooking. Then we ate here, and then I went to my in-laws and ate there.
Girl.
Yeah, I was tired that night. I slept all on the way home. And then for Christmas, we went up to Virginia to spend time with our family that's up there. That was our first time going up there. They do Christmas a lot up there. So this was our first time participating. Mm-hmm. So like we was one band, one stand. We had matching pajamas and matching shirts. And they didn't have Atlanta on them. Just saying, representation matters. And we did that. We had a great time. We did a lot of singing, a lot of talking. Like, my cousins are a whole vibe, y'all. Like, I mean, where am I? But there was a whole vibe. We played this game called Lyrically Correct. And it was like 90s hip-hop and R&B. Mm-hmm. And so, of course, that's nostalgia for us. So we were just in there going and just dancing. And then, of course, we had to play the gospel version. Oh, right. And the aunties and uncles and my dad, they towed up. I was just like, I was reading the cards because I knew I wasn't going to make it to the end of the cards. So I knew where I got in, where I fit in. And so I just read the cards. But yeah, it was a really good time. It was good to be, with family and everything. I didn't really like the drive. That's the only thing. But, I mean, Stefan, he drove a little bit.
Oh, that's good.
But
we forgot to tell him how we did our own little secret Santa type thing amongst us.
Oh, yeah! We did. We decided that we were going to do like a secret Santa amongst the three of us. And so the rules were you had to get a gag gift and then a real gift. And so we numbered the gag gifts and the real gifts. And then we each one by one took a number. And so, yeah, the gag gifts were hilarious. Yes, we wish we would have recorded them. Yeah. So I could have seen them. Yeah. And then the real gifts, they were really good gifts too. Mm-hmm. Well, I didn't get to keep my gift. My husband has my gift because I couldn't fit it. Yeah, because I'm blessed. And so, my husband, he has been wearing that.
He really?
Yes, he loves that.
Oh,
so
I'm glad he enjoyed it.
So now, but yet, you call him dad. Look, he enjoyed it. Let him get the fatographer. But yeah, so we had clearly we had a good holiday season, which is really, really good. But I won't deny, like I said, I've missed you guys. Like even though, like I said, we've hung out. But, like, in this setting, like, but we've worked to try to get, as you can see, we now have video. So, you all will get to see, like, some of our facial expressions, like, how we look at each other. Like, yeah, it's going to be a whole vibe for season 2.
Yes.
So, let's just go on and dive into, our topic. So, the topic comes from Lario's experience over the break. And that, she decided to dip her toe back into the dating pool. And so we were just in conversation talking about, like, that experience. And so from that, we got on the topic about first impressions. Mm-hmm. So, everyone knows, what a first impression is, obviously. But my first question is that first impressions, how long do they last for you all? Do you all give folks a chance to kind of rebound from the first impression? or is it like the first impression that's the last impression? It is what it is.
So I grew up on the first impression is the last impression, and I will say I hold on to that first impression for a while. Now, if I do have other encounters with you and I see that you've changed or, maybe your first impression wasn't your best impression, then I try to give you like the benefit of the doubt. But 9 times out of 10, once you've given me your best self that first time, that's a wrap.
Yeah, I agree. Like, first impressions are lasting impressions. Like, that's the way we grew up. So for me, I don't even give you a benefit of a doubt. Like, I'm like, what they say? Cheetah won't change its spot. Yeah, cheetah ain't gonna change spots. So like the way you was then is probably how you gonna be 10 years down the line. And if somebody asks me, hey, you used to know so and so back in the day, how was he? They was just like this, and they probably still gonna be like this. But that's on you to test them waters.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like, and it doesn't help that, like, if someone, my first impression of someone, if they do something wrong, I'm bad about holding a grudge. And so, like, if my first impression of you is terrible, then it's just like, that's going to be it. There's very, very, very little room from, like, bouncing back from it. But I will say that and there's been a couple of times where, like, my first impression of someone was not the best. But then down the line, as I, got to know them or interacted with them more, it kind of sort of changed. So my next question is that first impressions when it comes to dating, do you feel the same way in that the first impression is the last impression? Or do you feel as though in dating you kind of want to give them a chance because when you're on a date or like when you're talking to someone, you're trying to get to know them? And so do you just cut it off right in there, or do you at least try to give them another chance?
So with me, I'm a hopeless romantic. So going in, I'm always like overly, I'm animated. So like, I super, super, super like you, like first off. And normally with dating, people are going to give us their best selves anyway. Like with this situation, like I was into it. I was ready. I was like, I told them, I was like, I think this is the one. 4 days later, and I'm like, I don't even like him no more. Like, and I don't. Like, so like, and you have to be careful because while someone's giving you their best self, it may not be their authentic self.
Right.
And I figured out in this situation, like, and it wasn't even him, it was me. Because I had been single for so long, I've been at peace. Like, when I came to them, I was like, y'all, I have a boyfriend. And I was just super excited.
And my response was, his name is Jesus? Because I definitely thought it was going to be, it's me and Jesus alone.
She's not having me single forever, y'all.
Hey, listen.
But yeah, so like once, he showed his interest and, he asked me to be his girlfriend, like I was hyped. I was like, yeah, we doing this. And now that I'm seeing, not inconsistencies, but I'm seeing the real colors of the flag. Because at first I always see red flags as green. No, them jokers is really red. And now that they really red, I'm really through and like, yeah, I'm going back to solidarity.
Okay, yeah. With me, as far as dating goes, I'm trying to. For me, like, I wouldn't say that I see red flags as green flags. They just not as deep of a red, Like, it might be like a little pink, a little.
So she's talking to season
a little pink. It's not like fully red at first. So I will, pursue the person. Well, we pursue each other, and then we get to know each other, and then I still see the flags, but they still ain't full color. They ain't fully red. They just, a little tinted or whatever. And eventually, somewhere down the line, they do become red, and I just like, okay, that's my time to step away.
Right.
So when you step away, like, because I'm in this situationship right now, do you just step away, like ghost them? Or do you be like, hey, so this is where it didn't work, it just in case you want some pointers for the next one? Like,
well, in the past, with past guys, I just stopped talking to them, ghosted them, blocked them, whatever. The one before the one I'm dating now.
Ooh, that's a lot.
Right, I never wrote that.
So now, and then I have my ex.
Okay.
So the one that you was dating last season.
Yes, the one I was dating last season. Season 1 boyfriend, not season 2 boyfriend.
Okay.
Season 1 boyfriend, we had stopped talking, but there would be that intermediate communication here and there. And I eventually tried to get closure on the whole situation because of the way it ended. And like, I felt like we were doing so good. Like I was like, oh yes, this is the one. We gonna like everything planned out or whatever. And then the way it had ended, it was just like, okay, I don't care if you need closure. Like, I need closure for myself. Yeah. So I asked him like questions like, what went wrong? Why did we stop talking? Stuff like that to, figure out, if it could have been something that could have been fixed and he just wasn't communicating it or what. But got closure. The door's closed. I got this new one, season 2 boyfriend, and
don't say season 2 boyfriend because
then when season 3 comes, it's gonna be somebody different.
Hopefully he'll be season 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10 boyfriend.
Oh,
but I'm got the current one. I'm happy with him, and we're just seeing where it goes and everything.
Awesome.
So for me, when I was dating, I would say that I was a lot like L'Oreal in that whenever I was talking to someone, I was just all the way in, like all 10 toes was in. But then it's just like, things would start to, the blinds would start lifting. It was like I went in blindly, and then slowly but surely, as time progressed or as conversations progressed, because not everyone made it to the old full-blown relationship stage. Right. It was like the talking phase. It was just like little things that they would say. And like me, they'll tell you, I collect evidence. And I rarely forget anything.
Detective Mimi.
And so, okay, Detective Jordan be on the case. Yes. So it's just like, they would say things, and I'd be like, no, let's roll the Rolodex back. That's not what you said a couple weeks ago. You said XYZ. And so then it's just like, like I said, the blinders would begin to lift up. But then it's just like, reflecting now as married, a lot of the red flags that I saw, or like when the things didn't work out, there were red flags. I just chose to ignore them. And I think it was the impression thing in that, because my impression of them was the person that they were presenting at the time when they were pursuing me. But then when they had me, it changed.
Yeah, switched up real quick.
Yeah. And so it's just like, first impression, I think that you thought they were great people, thought they were great guys and everything like that. But then as time progressed, it was just like the first impression that I had fixated, or like that I went with to even start it, was totally different than what it was when I was like in the throes of it. And so then, like them, I ghost people. Like, if I don't want to be bothered with you, I'll just ghost you. Because, and see, I'm not the closure type. There was only one relationship, the guy that I dated all through college, that I needed the closure. And that was just because we dated for so long. But I don't need that closure. Yeah, I'm good on that.
My ex was the only one I had closure for.
Yeah, because like,
I don't think I'm a closure person either. Because like, the only one. And my situation is different because, we have a child together. But, like, once I saw him happy with someone else, I was like, okay, we good. Peace out.
Thanks. But, yeah, so, like, let's take it a step further. First impressions at work. Ooh. With your work friends.
Now, that's different. Because, like, I told you, I'm an introvert. So, like, and it's funny because people like talking to me, but I don't like talking to people. And so, like, and when you first start a job, people, they want, you to feel welcome, feel warm and stuff. And I feel like, and this is a character flaw, but like, I'm standoffish. Because it's like, I don't want to mix personal and business. Right. Now, when someone else new comes in, I let someone else fill them out before I figure out, what I want to do. And this is another character flaw. Like, I wait for you to talk to me first. Because I have this theory that if you walk in my house, you say, hey. Like, you're not about to walk in my house and I tell you, hey. Yeah. But again, that's me. Things we're working on. But I don't know. Because, like, I'm an introvert. So it's hard to let people in. Like, I've been at my workplace for 4 years. And I'm just getting to the place where I call those people friends and even family, some of them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, first impressions at work, I try to keep it so separate that I'm like, whatever. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it do. As far as me, so I'm just recently getting into a career where I work with other adults. Can you say that?
Yeah.
Yeah, other adults, because my past job, it was, let's not talk about that. So it's like I'm really talking with adults or what, I work with adults. And at the first location that I was working at, you know, I was, you know, real approachable. I was made myself available or whatever, so people could approach me or whatever. Mm-hmm. And from that, I was able to make, you know, some friends. Mm-hmm. And I have two that from that location that I still talk to today. Mm-hmm. And then at the location that I'm at currently, I have the ones that I work with a number, but it's not for like, hey, what you doing this weekend type thing. It's more like, hey, I might not be in today, or I might be late, or can you cover this, or type of thing. So I think that from the location I was at for where I was there longer, we were able to form a bond. And so I was able to fill them out first, whereas here now I'm still, you know, trying to see what you're all about. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to get that impression of you. Versus there, I was able to get it and we formed it, and it's still clicking.
Yeah. See, to my detriment, I feel like in the workplace, I am the opposite of you. I'm extroverted in the workplace. Well, I'm extroverted naturally, but like I'm extroverted in the workplace, and because of me being extroverted in the workplace or whatever, my first impression of people is just like, oh, they're nice people. They're nice this. Like, oh, because we have great conversation. It's fine. Yeah. They're good people. But then it's just like, and like I said, I have a tendency that the first impression, that's what I run with. And so because everyone's being nice and everyone's trying to help and be, you know, not and be, you know, we're all this. And it's just like, but then sometimes as time progresses, it's like with dating, the blindfold comes off, and it's just like, for me, it's triggering for me because it's just like, not a lot of the times I'm a good judge of character, and so then when the first impression is what I went with, and I've established that narrative of who that person is, and then when they flip flop or they change, or like I said, the blind comes off to where I'm not necessarily believing everything that they tell me. It becomes very triggering because then it's just like it makes me feel like I did something wrong,
right?
Like in that, well, maybe I should have not been so open, or should not have been, you know, so welcoming and open, because then when, even though I know that you know you spend more time with people at work than you spend with your own family.
That is so true.
And so it's just like when it's a different level of disappointment when someone changes on you. Right. And so then it's just like I said, it's triggering, and then it's just like you have to navigate that, and it makes work hard because you have to see these people every day. And then it's just like, just as much as you pick up on their change, they pick up on your change. So then you have to navigate that. And so like for me, it gets hard. And so then it turns into a thing of, okay, I become unhappy. And so then when I'm unhappy and uncomfortable, my first response is, like I said, I ghost. Like that, I feel like that's a trauma response just from childhood, in that I don't, now don't get me wrong, I don't mind conflict, because I will argue with the best of them, or I will, and I will go back and forth with the best of them. But then it's just like, but then sometimes I would rather just avoid it, or if I know that it's going to be a thing where we're just not going to have a resolve, we're not going to be able to be adults to agree to disagree, then it's just like, okay, I'm not going to waste my breath. I'd rather just leave. Yeah. But being an adult with bills, you can't necessarily do that.
Right.
And so like I'm actually in a season of trying to, you know, navigate to not be as, you know, open, or not necessarily open, but not let people in like that when it comes to work, because it's just like I just have to work there. Like, it doesn't necessarily mean that we all got to be friends, right? But I will say that I have developed a really good friendship with someone that I work with, to the point to where you guys have even got to hang out with her.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, there are those times where I would say my first impression, I was like, I don't know how we're gonna vibe. But then it's just like, when I gave her a chance, she gave me a chance. It's just like, now we go live, we talk all the time. And like I said, she's now coming to my actual friend circle with you guys. So it's just like, I'm like, okay, we're here. And like, she's very supportive, and like, she gets along with y'all, so that's great.
Yes.
So, speaking of us,
well, I don't like that.
I'm scared. What now? As we told you all in the first season, we are cousins, but we did not grow up together. Yes. We met each other as adults. So, what was you all's first impression of me when you all met me? And then I will give my first impression of y'all.
Oh. So, Mimi, this is the Mimi that you see all the time. Like, she's bubbly, giggly, and stuff like that. And like we said, we first met each other at church. And it's funny because I had already had Gabrielle. And I think at first, Gabrielle was like kind of iffy towards you.
She was.
So it's kind of like we bonded over Gabrielle. And like at first, I was like, okay, she's cool. Like, she's family. But it's like the more we talk to each other, because I believe you came to my graduation get together because it wasn't a party, and like that meant a lot to me, because out of all my friends, it was my best friend from high school, Latima. She was there, and it was you. And I feel like her supporting me, and this is her in person. Like, she's very supportive. So I feel like once I saw, her and Sonia. I mean, you're my sister.
It don't count, Lexis.
You're my sister. Like, if Lexis hadn't been there, she'd probably kicked to the curb.
She cried at the graduation.
Did you really?
Remember when she wrote you the card?
Oh, yeah.
She cried. She couldn't read it herself, but I had to read it for her.
Yep.
Nobody told y'all to read it.
I mean, you wanted to be there. You didn't want to be chopped liver, so I figured we'd give them a gem from the actual party.
I want y'all to think I actually like her. Gosh.
Clearly you do, because every time that she don't bring you up when you was there, you get upset and be chopped liver. So clearly you like her.
I hold a soft spot in her heart. I know I do.
Right.
I know I do. But yeah, so like, she's super supportive, and like, I think that is what drew me to her, because I was at a time in my life where, I needed friends. And like I said, I'm an introvert, so like, people talk to me, but I have a hard time letting people in. And like I said, when it came time to my graduation gathering, you and Sonia were there. And like, I feel like that opened the door for us. But yeah, Mimi was like, and she's so beautiful, y'all. I was like, oh, she's so cute. She's so pretty. So like, of course you want to hang with the pretty girls. So I was like, yeah. But yeah, so like, yeah.
My first impression of you, I was like, don't do that. I had a good first impression. Like, she said, we was introduced, like, hey, this is your cousin or whatever. And I was like, oh, okay. And then, we were around each other, so we started talking or whatever. And then we formed a bond. Because like I said, I was very open. Anybody who want to say, hey, hi, or whatever. So I was real open, so it was easy to form that type of relationship. And then I liked it because, she liked the same things I like. She had cheetah print like I did. I love playing, because she used to have her long hair. And I used to love playing in her hair or whatever. And then she done it up in locks, so I can't really play in it no more. And stuff like that. And then we started hanging out more. We used to go to her house and sleep over all the time. Yes. We go over there on a Saturday, be up for church in the morning. Yep. We like, it's like once we met, maybe like a month, we formed a really tight bond, and then we've been inseparable ever since. We're like literally attached at the hip at this point.
Yes. It's very rare that you'll see one without seeing all three.
And then you'll ask where the other ones are. Because it's like, we're not individuals, like we are a collective.
Yeah.
So, for me...
what was your first impression of me?
Okay, so for me, my first impression of L'Ariel, I was just like, I don't see how she do it. Because when I met her, She was finishing up college. She had Gabrielle. She was very active in church. She was working. I was like, when does this girl find time to sleep? Like, I cannot imagine. And then it's just like, as we got to know each other, I say she's my conscience. Because, like, I'm very blunt. I can be rude sometimes. Like, but it's just like, that's just natural. For me, that's a defense mechanism. And so it's just like, to have someone that's just like, well, no, let's think of it this way. To like actually like make me think of things another way or to see another opinion, because a lot of times I have tunnel vision and it's only my opinion, what I think, what I feel. And so she was able to connect with me on a level to make me see somebody else's opinion or thought process. Right. And then it's just like, and I think when we all started hanging together, it was just like, it was like we knew each other. From the beginning, it was always like we knew each other, like we grew up together. And it's like, a lot of my cousins live up in Northern Virginia, so it's just like, we only saw each other like when they would come down, or like when we would all get together as a family. So I didn't really have like that, like, tight knit cousin thing, because I mean our family is so huge. Right. But then it's just like, as we started connecting the dots and hanging together, I was just like, oh. And so then I have a sister, but I didn't grow up with my sister. And so this is my sisterhood. Right. And so it's just like I said, when I met her, it was just like, she's doing so much and was doing so much, and it was just like effortlessly. And it made me admire her for it, because a lot of people aren't able to go to college, have a child, work, be active in church, still like, be an actual person. And so like, it made like, I have a lot of respect for her in that regard. Get some tissues. She gonna start crying. Don't cry. And then, I have a sister, but she and I did not grow up together. She gives me the little sister. From day one was little sister vibes. Like, it was. I remember when y'all first came and spent the night at my house. I was always at their house, because in my mind this was our MO. We would have choir rehearsal on Saturdays, and I would pack a bag to choir rehearsal and go home with them. And so we would either go to dinner or hang out and cook at their house. And then we would go to church on Sunday, and then I would go home with me and my bag on Sunday. That was our every weekend thing. So then I remember when they first came and spent the night in my house, I've always loved clothes, all that. And so when Lex found out that me and her wear the same size clothes, she went to my closet. You still wear this? Do you like this? Oh, I like this. Let me have this. Can I borrow this? And it was just like, it gave me little sister vibes. Yeah. And I was like, so this is what it's like to have a sister that lives in the house with you. Okay. But no, like, I would say me and Lex, whenever we are petty partners. Yeah. Like, she petty, Jesus. I'm petty. Like, me and Lex are the hurricane, L'Ariel is the calm in the storm, because when we two get together now, it's straight shots fired. There's no hope. Like, there's no hope for nobody.
These two are not the ones you want to go back and forth with.
Right. We are not. We are not at all. And so it's just like, she first, like I said, wanted to raid my closet, but then it's just like, she's her own person. She marches to the beat of her own drum. Yes, she does. And it's just like, for me, I wasn't like that. And so it's just like, I admired her for that, and that we will whole lot be like, Lex, I don't think you should do that. She's like, I don't care. And so her just not caring what people thought or what people think. It's just like, I'm not like that. I'm like that a little bit now, but back then I wasn't like that. And so I'm just like, she just going through life, marching to the bit of her own drum, doing whatever she want to do. Like, whatever she want to do. I didn't do that. And it's just like, she would just shrug it off like it wouldn't be an issue. But I would internalize it and be like, oh, so-and-so feel this type of way. Oh, they said this. And I'm just like, I need to be more like Lex. And so over time, it's just like, I don't care. And so it's just like, I've learned that from her. And then I think that it's really beautiful, the bond that we have established. Yes. And it's just like, even though, like I said, we didn't grow up together, like our first impressions have, kind of made this bond, this inseparable bond, to the point to where it's just like, I don't remember a time where we weren't the sister cousins. Right. Like, I really don't. Remember, yeah. Like I said, I remember everything, but I really have a hard time remembering life without them in it. And I know that I had a whole 20 plus years of life of us not, knowing each other. And it's just like, now I'm just like, wait, what? Yeah. And people on the outside would think that we grew up together. Yeah, they do. And so it's just like, I think we confuse a lot of people too.
I think we do too. Yeah. So, and like, we are always together, and people really think like we're sisters. Like, yeah, we are sisters. They be like, oh, y'all are sisters? And we're like, yeah.
Yep. And we are, because I can honestly say our moms, like when we developed this bond, our moms just fell right on into it too. And then I called their mom. When my mom was like, they called my mom. Yeah. And it's just like, you know, we all look out for each other. And so it's just like, because I know whenever I was spending the night, your mom would be like, did y'all eat? Now what? And then my mom, whenever y'all spend the night, what did y'all eat? Like, that's what y'all trying to say. Like,
they gonna make sure we knew we could go to them and talk. Yeah. And like, you know, and it's funny because, you know, sometimes hear stuff from your mom, you're like, oh my gosh, mom. Mm-hmm. But like, when it came to our moms, it was like, we were like, okay, so what you say now? We need to take notes. It's like,
Yep, I agree. And so it's just like, I think that it's a beautiful thing. Yes. And that, you know, our first impressions of each other, like, had that big of an impact on each other to where, like, we're inseparable. And I think that it's very interesting that even though we're not even cousins in relation to, like, our parents aren't siblings, our parents are cousins.
Yeah, right.
And then it's just like, you know, then we're cousins. And it's just like, it's very interesting to me. But, I mean, I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Nothing in the world.
Like I said, I'm very grateful for UIC and, you know, us meeting. That's one of the things that I can say. I learned a lot. Like, listen, couldn't nobody do children's church like we did children's church. Nobody. And I think that's where we really grew together as well, because I was put over children's church. And I was just like, well, I need help. And so, of course, when you get one, you get the others. We're a package deal. And it's just like, we had that thing running like a well-oiled machine.
We sure did.
And people tried to stop it, but they couldn't.
Right. And I think it's just like, it's a testament as well to our bond, because it's just like, people are going to try to, like, you know, come between us. You remember that time, Larry, I thought me and her was beefing?
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, you beefing with yourself? No. And that's what, in all the years that we've been friends, we've never gotten into it.
And funny story is, Gab, the other day, she was like, we driving in the car, and Gab, y'all know she 10 years old, so whatever comes to her mind, come out of her mouth. And she was like, Mom, I think you and Mimi are sisters. I was like, really? She's like, yeah, are y'all? I was like, well, no, not really. She's like my cousin. And she's like, well, I think you and Mimi are sisters, because y'all never argue. But you and Auntie is not your sister, because y'all fight all the time. So she's like, I think Mimi is my real auntie, and Auntie is not my auntie. And I was like, yeah, that's not how it works. And she was like, well, I never see you and Mimi fight. And I was like, well, you and your brother fight. And then, of course, she went on this rampage. But yeah, like, me and Mimi, we don't argue, we don't fight.
We don't.
We don't. There was one time
where she thought that we was beefing. And I was just like, what? I was like, you beefing with yourself. It was like that. Look, because it was a Saturday, and we was all supposed to hang out together. And then their grandmother at the time, I think Aunt was sick. And so they were at the hospital spending time with their grandmother, which I understood. So, like, our plans didn't happen, but I'm like, I wasn't upset. I was like, you know, we could just, you know, communicate. That Sunday, Sis comes in the choir stand, and it's all like, I'm sorry. And I was like, what is wrong with you? She was just like, I've been thinking about it all night. And you can ask Lexus. I was like,
don't make me sound like a simp now.
Was she simping?
I'm a real G.
Thank you. Oh, nah.
You were in your feelings.
You was in your feelings. You was in your feelings.
You was in your feelings.
And I was
just in this corner looking.
And I was like, what is she talking about? I was like, she was like, no, like, you know, because she was like, we were beefing. Girl, you was beefing by yourself. Oh my gosh. She was like, you wasn't that. No. I was like, I understood. Oh. And it was just like,
I felt some type of way because I couldn't uphold my commitment to her. And you know, you don't want to let a good friend down. So, you know, I was feeling some type of way. You could have felt some type of way too.
But their grandma is like my grandma. So it's just like, I understand. Like, I would rather y'all spend time with your grandma rather than spend time with me. I'm here. It's fine. Like, you don't get those precious moments. So, like, I was fine. But that was the one time where she thought that we was beefing. But now, like, we're all different, but we all think alike.
Yeah.
So it's just like,
we can definitely look at each other and know what the other one's thinking.
Right. It's like a jumbotron, right? Because that's all you gotta do is look, and the next thing you know, if we're not sitting together,
yeah, that was us all the time.
That's us. And then you see one of us doing like this, and then show the phone, and then the other one gets the laughing.
Or that's when we have to watch it and be like,
right.
And then you get your phone out
and gotta respond. Yeah.
No, we had some great times.
We have
my wonderful breakfast I made y'all. It was so delicious. We had pancakes and bacon.
So remember I tell y'all let's be lying.
It's a lie. It's a lie.
The lie test the turtle. Y'all, she was making what? Pancakes, bacon, and something. Y'all, the bacon was burnt.
That thing was extra crispy. I was like,
I forgot it was then the pancakes. Something happened with the pancakes.
I think some of them wasn't done in the middle. Like it was still kind of like,
horrible.
Yeah.
It was horrible. And to this day, me and Mimi still bring up that breakfast when let's
right.
like, I'll cook. We be like, remember that breakfast?
The best thing about that breakfast was the juice. Like, for real.
Oh, that was hilarious.
But yes. So yeah, like I said, I'm glad that our first impressions of each other, have lasted the test of time. And they still ring true to this day.
Yes.
But yes, you guys, thank you for joining us. Again, this is episode 1 of season 2. So be sure to come back next week. Hang out with your favorite cousins. Be sure to like and follow us and subscribe to all of our social media. We're on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and now we're on YouTube. So yeah, until next time, y'all. Bye.
Bye.
Put that work in, I deserve to stand. Bring the baddies to the front. It's the type of life that I want. It's the type of